When did protecting your children actually destroy them? My daughter Camilla was playing on the monkey bars when she fell and cracked her head on the ground, while my husband Mason was scrolling through his phone. The awful sound of her head hitting the ground sent us racing to the emergency room, where she got 12 stitches across her forehead. While the doctor said she'd be fine and would heal up great, Mason just kept getting paler and paler. That night, he finally broke down and told me about his younger brother Tommy. He said, "Tommy drowned because I wasn't watching him. I can't let it happen again." In the first few weeks after the accident, Mason's response seemed like any worried parent would act. He pulled both our children out of school, saying the playground equipment wasn't safe, and promising we would teach them at home instead. Even though the decision felt like too much, I agreed because Camilla's accident had scared me too. He then threw himself into making the house safer with his crazy focus, putting up security cameras everywhere, padding all the corners with foam, and looking up every product that had ever been recalled in the last 10 years. He'd check their car seats 3 times before driving anywhere, and started reading every single label on our food, throwing out anything with chemicals he couldn't pronounce. The online parent safety groups he joined kept praising him for being so careful, which made him believe that all these extreme things were necessary. By the second month, his protective behavior had gotten way out of control. He started waking Camilla and Jackson every single hour during the night to check if they were still breathing, which left them exhausted and cranky all day. When I tried to talk sense into him, showing him articles from doctors about how important it was for kids to sleep through the night, he just waved them off as old news. The window locks came next, these special locks that only opened from the outside to stop the kids from falling out, though I noticed with this growing sick feeling that I couldn't open them from inside either. My attempt to give the kids some normal life by secretly setting up a play date while Mason was grocery shopping turned into a total disaster when he came home early and found them playing in the backyard with Camilla's best friend. His face twisted with rage as he dragged both children inside while they cried their eyes out, and that night he showed me a whole stack of custody lawyer business cards, explaining how he'd been writing down every unsafe decision I had made. As winter got closer and the date his brother died was coming up, the situation turned into something out of a nightmare. He built this crazy decontamination station by the front door, making me strip down and shower before I could even touch my own children. He moved their beds into our bedroom so he could watch them breathe all night, and threw out all our food except plain rice and boiled vegetables that he said were safe from chemicals. Camilla's hair started falling out in chunks because she wasn't getting enough nutrition, while Jackson just stopped talking at all. Then I found Mason teaching them that their bodies were changing so that he didn't need to feed them regular food anymore, showing them pictures of his dead brother while explaining that Tommy had been weak but they would be strong. When I came home from work the next day, Mason had taken off all the doors inside the house and was putting locks on the children's bedrooms that only opened from the outside. Through the locked doors, I could hear Camilla crying while Mason explained in this eerily calm voice that walking around at night could cause deadly accidents. When I threatened to call Child Protective Services, he physically pushed me outside and locked me out of the house completely. Through the window, I saw the full horror of what he'd done. Both children were tied to their beds with straps that had left bleeding sores on Jackson's wrists, while Camilla kept whispering over and over about how Daddy said the outside would kill them. My frantic 911 call brought police, who had to break down the door to get in, and they found Mason nailing boards over the windows, basically turning our house into a tomb for our living children. The paramedics found that weeks of being tied up had left the kids barely able to walk right, and they covered their eyes from the sunlight like it was burning them. As the officers wrestled Mason into handcuffs, he screamed that we were murdering the children by putting them in the dangerous outside world. 8 months later, my children are still living in foster care while I fight in court to get them back. They go to therapy but still freak out around locks and panic in open spaces. Mason sends long letters from the mental hospital with drawings of underground bunkers, saying his only mistake was not digging deep enough. I burned them all. Last week at my supervised visit, Camilla saw a playground and grabbed my hand. "Inside safe, mommy? Outside bad?"